Hello, Point Park cross country fans. We're here with men's and women's head coach Jim Irvin, ready to begin the 2012 season. The teams are on campus for preseason training. Jim, good to see you again for another year. And what is the makeup of this year's team? Who are you relying on as the returnees, and who are some of the top newcomers?
Sure, but it might be easier. Let's do this on the men's side first. We're certainly relying on Dylan Grunn to come back. He's going to be probably our lead runner this year. Really improved from a sophomore to junior year, so I think we're looking for great things for him from a senior year. Then we're looking for Connor Mulvaney. A lot of times there's an increase in distance from high school to college, from 3 miles to 5. That's an adjustment. I think Connor's going to make that adjustment really well and really be a key contributor to us this year. On the other side, we have 3 guys who did extremely well in 2010, who kind of plateaued in 2011, and we're looking for each of them to get back to 2010 times or even better. That's Chris Kennedy, John Rolfe, and Ian McIntosh. All 3 ran very similar, and we usually see some improvement year over year in each of them for different reasons, injuries, some different things. Pretty much stayed status quo. So those on the men's side, my returners. Newcomers, I think we have 3 new men's, and I think they're each going to contribute. Zane Kravik is coming to us from Edinburgh, transferred in. I think he's going to contribute. Eric Engel is new to running, ran last year for the first time, and was 4th in his district meet, so I think we could see some great things from him. And then we have Daniel Kelly as well, coming out of the city here in Pittsburgh, who I think is really going to do well in his first year with us.
And I think the only other men's runner would be Adam Freeman, a guy who came in last year, and I think he can build off last year.
Certainly. He was also a transfer from one of the SUNY schools, and as a freshman, he had some very nice times last year transferring in. Also being COPA with the production, he had some timing issues. Again, if we can get him similarly back to the 2010 his freshman year at SUNY, I think we're going to be a pretty strong team here.
Sounds very good on the men's side. What about on the women's side, doing the same thing, going through some of the returners and whatnot?
The main returner we have back, and we're hoping, knock on wood, is Lindsay Dill, injury-free. Lindsay's been one of the top runners for us for 3 years, and last year just was not able to compete on the knee injury. So this year she's coming back. She's looking great in practice in the off season. I think she's going to do extremely well as be a great leader for the team. Also returning, last year's lead runner was Carrie Rouse. I think we had 3 kind of in the next pack, which would be Carrie Rouse, Christina Wisniewski, and Katie Johnston. Those 2 are freshmen, adjusting. I think those 2 plus Carrie, we're looking to see some better times. Carrie did improve through the year and is looking good this year so far for them. And then newcomers, we have a couple very strong newcomers coming in. Hannah Yaraskova transferred in from Maryland Eastern Shore. Her PR is significantly faster than anyone we've had at Point Park previously, so looking for great things from her. Maddie Goldcamp is coming in as a freshman. If we can keep her healthy, she's had some health issues. I think we're going to have a diamond in the rough, as her high school coach told me. So I think that would be great. And then Marissa Buhait is going to also be a strong runner. I know she's won at least 2 meets in the off season in the local 5Ks. So I think those 3 are going to be great additions. We also do have Bryn McClay and Emily Lower, who also came in as freshmen. I think they can contribute, as well as Crusher Lesnar should also be a good contributor, as well as Lindsay Palmer should be also helping this year. If we can keep Lindsay healthy. I think Lindsay's coming in with some injuries, so I'm just hoping through the year we keep her healthy enough to continue.
Very good. Seems like a good setup with both rosters there. What are the goals of this year's team and the program overall? Is it to improve as individuals, do the best as a team, or maybe do a certain placement at the conference meet, or what are you looking for goal-wise?
Cross country is kind of unique in that it's an individual sport within a team setting. when you're out running on the course, there's no one who can help you. It's up to you. Your teammates will cheer for you, all along the race course, but it truly is kind of a self-disciplined gut check on yourself 100% to do well. So, the improvement will come from within, but it also comes from the camaraderie, pushing each other in practice on a daily basis will make you a better individual. So it's twofold. I think as you improve as an individual, you're going to bring your team up with you. Like the saying, a rising tide lifts all boats. So I think if we have the strong practice effort, it'll help everyone. The team should be, significantly better than last year. Last year we were really bit with injury bugs across the board. So we're changing our training a little bit this year, easing a little bit, doing some different things to try to ease off the injuries, as well as in running, it's called taper, toward the last meet of the year, the conference meet. So.
Touching on the training, if you could elaborate even a little bit more. What are you working on this time of year? What will you be working on, 2 weeks from now, and then
Sure.
trying to meet that peak towards the end of the year?
This year, we're going to do something different. For the first 3 or 4 weeks this year, we're just doing base mileage. The guys are probably running 70 to 80 miles a week. The women probably 50 to 60 miles a week over the next month, just to build in the basic trainings of cardio. We're going to do a little bit of speed work, but then, come mid-September, really start to try to hone the speed, everything else. So previously we were in some meets earlier in the year. I think this year, in the competitive juices flow, you want to run a little faster than you should. So this year we changed our race schedule around significantly to try to build a better base coming into the season. So then we will hone as September and October roll around, that after CMU we'll actually go back. It's almost like the off week in football. We'll go back to the basics, put in some decent mileage, everything else, and then have a 3-week run to the conference finals.
Touching on the schedule, what are some meets that you're particularly looking forward to, maybe because of the field, the course, or that sort of thing?
Well, this year we changed around. We've won the Pitt Greensburg meet in the past. This year we're not going to go there. We're going to run against CMU, which is always the toughest. There's multiple Division I schools there, and some of the strongest D3 schools will travel to it. But I think it will give us excellent preparation. It is the only time we run against another school within the conferences there, so it gives us a little bit of a barometer there. So that should be interesting. And then I'm really looking forward to Barron this year. We haven't gone there in 2 years, but it's an excellent race course, good competition. I think it's all on grass. It should give us a good indication of how our early season training has gone.
Okay, and you touched on conference a little bit. There's a new conference for all Point Park sports, and that's the KIAC, Kentucky Intercollegiate Athletic Conference. With the move into the new league, is there an adjustment there? And where do you think you'll fit in that league, both on the men's and women's side?
There's somewhat of an adjustment, not only the level of competition and where you might be in the pack, but kind of the distance is the distance. You run within yourself. So that's why we don't do a lot of conference scheduling meets, because it really isn't a factor to our performances. Within the conference, I think we are very competitive within this conference. I mean, you can never judge health or time of year or whatever, but if we run to our potential, which I'm hoping obviously I draw out of these guys, we should be very competitive within the conference, especially on the women's side. The men's side, the times that made nationals, the lead runner Dylan Grunn has already beaten this kid twice last year who made it to nationals from this conference. So I see no reason that Dylan won't have an excellent shot at being a qualifier for nationals. On the women's side, we already have 3 women running faster than the time that qualified for nationals last year. So again, I think we can be, if we can stay injury-free and progress like we're hoping to, I think on both sides we should have all conference runners.
All right, sounds great, Coach. Hopefully we're embarking on a very strong 2012 season, and like you said, the injury bug, got to stay away from that, as you didn't have luck with that last year, but good luck this year, and we'll talk to you throughout the season.
Thanks a lot, Kevin.